Good evening to you all, and thank you for joining me in this very special live stream on Sunday, the 5th of April 2026 at Easter time. I hope you're all doing very well. If you could just drop for me, please, a 1 in the chat and just let me know that you can hear me. And I'm obviously transferring over the airways loud and clear. And I'll get into the live stream. Obviously, by the title and the topic, a lot of you will gather, obviously, what the live stream's about. I thought I'd do a live stream as well, so you can kind of obviously get to know the creator behind the channel, so to speak, rather than kind of the persona in some of my videos. So if there's any questions or anything you'd like to ask along the way, then please do drop them in the chat section and I'll do my best to answer them. Also, if we've got any good questions or comments, we'll get them up on the screen for the people. So I'm going to be running through a few, should we say, unfavorable characters that still exist on the internet still to date. They're over several different platforms, so they're not just on YouTube. And this kind of comes in light of several people that have contacted me this week to state that their accounts have actually been blocked and removed on social media platforms for speaking out about exactly the same thing that we're here for today. So this is kind of a bit more of a serious note today. So we won't be coming with the jokes and the sense of humour so much, obviously because of the topic. So obviously I'll be running through with regards to that. We'll also speak about a bit of the new platform that's being launched, and also a suggestion and ideas with regards to tackling the illegal migrants. Because obviously this topic, it doesn't just cover the people that we're going to mention and the people that we know about. This will also go for anybody kind of in this category. It's quite a wide audience, should we say, so to speak. So like I said, it doesn't just cover the people that are going to be in this video. This also goes for obviously the illegal migrants, bearing in mind the conviction rate and with regards to the seriousness of the crimes that they've committed, bearing in mind a lot of them won't face prison, as we know by people such as Hugh Edwards and Philip Schofield. So bearing that in mind, it covers quite a wide area with regards to individuals. So it's not just to do with one individual, this live stream, it's actually cover a whole array of characters. So this would also go for the illegal migrants that obviously don't get sent to prison or do and come out, but still have access to a mobile phone, who still pose a danger and a risk. And obviously we know to date and in modern day society that it seems that restrictions that are put in place don't really seem to mean too much. So I'm going to go through a couple of emails and stuff with regards to my contact that I've had with YouTube about this matter, and I think you're going to be absolutely stunned and blown away by their response, which is quite irresponsible, I would say, considering this is also a platform that children use. Now, obviously, you might be aware of some of the things that have been in the news surrounding Keir Starmer and putting the online safety bill into place. And this is to ban under 16-year-olds from using social media platforms. My argument would be here is, if you have children yourself, obviously I do as well, which is why I quite feel invested in this, should I say, because I certainly wouldn't want some of these characters filming my children in public. So like I said, this obviously goes for quite an array of people and a broader spectrum, but it just seems that the children are being punished. And like I said, if you've got children, you'll know that they will find a way. And it's going to be very interesting to, obviously, some parents lend their children phones to use to keep them occupied. We've all done it. So it then also opens the child up to, obviously, that content where they wouldn't be protected because they're now using the parent's account. So that's kind of really what this live stream is to do with. So we're going to go for a few of the characters, and one or two you might know, and a few you might not know. So I'm going to start the video. I've kind of compiled a small video with regards to the details in this. So it'll be a bit more easier to explain. Two, you've got something to also visually watch. And three, if you'd like to respond at any time with anything, then you're more than free to. I'm just going to turn to the messages in the chat section a minute, just to see what people are saying. And if there's anything interesting, we kind of put up there, really. So I do know that I've got a private chat section. They've changed StreamYard around a bit lately, and I haven't used this platform for a while. So here we go. Brilliant. Okay, so we've got a few people. We've got one from United States. Shout out to you. Nice to have you here. Thanks for joining us. Um, there's a few other comments and stuff. Some of them have got obviously not to do with myself, but other people will comment with regards to other people, and I'm not going to elaborate on them, should I say, unless you come to me with evidence and receipts, which is what we do here, as you'll know by the videos that I've put out. So unfortunately, I won't be addressing any things that people have to say about other content creators unless you've either got some evidence or source to point me in that direction. So I'm glad we got that bit cleared up, and we're going to get into the video. Like I said, if there's anything that anybody wants to kind of add, then you're more than welcome to. I'll say a few hellos to some of the people in there. We've got quite a few in here today, so thanks very much for joining us. It's absolutely awesome to have you here, and it's obviously you that makes the channel. So without you, thank you very much. At any point, if you would like to donate any kind of super chat, then that's up to you. I'm not going to sit here and beg for money. That's not what I'm here for. I'm more about the message than the money. So that's obviously why I'm here. So, but yeah, support is brilliant, and thank you very much. I'll just run through a couple more of the comments. Someone said about the laughing auditor. I've heard that name before. So what I try and do is, if you actually leave in the comment section underneath any suggestions or topics. I know one or two people have mentioned names, and I am going to obviously look into them. It's just been a bit hectic the past week with setting this platform up as well as doing videos. So I do apologise, and you have to bear with me. I'll just have a look at a few of the others. So yeah, we've got quite a few people in here. So anyway, with that, I'm going to digress. I'll put a slight bit of background music on, but obviously not too loud, so you can hear us nice and clear. And we'll get into the video. Okay, so our attention's firstly going to be drawn to an individual that some of you might know, some of you might not. He actually used to be on YouTube for quite a few years. He covered the Nicola Bully case and a few American cases. So if there's people listening from the USA that are in here, then you might know who I'm speaking about with regards to what the case was to do with. It's quite ironic as well, the behaviour of this man, considering he set up basically like a GoFundMe in aid of taking action with regards to against an action, should I say, only then to be found out that he was guilty of the action himself. So anyway, with that being said, we'll jump in the video and we'll go through it, and I hope you enjoy. So first of all, this is Alan Vinnicombe. Alan Vinnicombe, you might know, he was known, or still is known, as the armchair detective. He used to be on YouTube, and he had a few accounts. He ran into a bit of bother with YouTube and breaking their policies and terms, but the real reason that he got actually completely taken off of YouTube, and that was not just his account or profile, should I say, with regards to his channel, but all of his channels actually got taken down and removed, and he was banned from YouTube for life, as far as we know. Now, Alan Vinnicombe is a very interesting character. He used to run a restaurant. He was actually on a TV program, I believe it was on Channel 4. And the way that he ran it is just literally him and his son, and it was an absolute shambles. But he's done many grifting stunts in the past, should we say. He also used to belong to a Facebook page of kind of armchair detectives, and this was to do with the Rusick case in America, you might have heard of. And there was kind of an agreement with regards to the Facebook community that they were not going to profit from the information. Well, Alan Vinnicombe thought that he'd do different. So Alan Vinnicombe went and actually published the information that was found from Facebook and claimed that he found it himself, all in aid of then trying to make profit off the back of it. There's also been some other serious allegations against Alan Vinnicombe, also known as Armchair Detective. I believe he used to run a bar or club, or pub it might have been, sorry, so don't quote me on that. There was an incident of two young girls who were actually locked in the pub, and I believe they actually had to escape out the toilet window, from what I heard. So don't quote me on that. Obviously, that's an allegation, so we won't say anything's verified until there's actual concrete. But believe that one of the girls actually did come forward on social media platform and clarify it. So he's a bit of a shady character, so to speak, anyway. And the reason that he was actually banned completely from YouTube is he was found to be on a karaoke app. That karaoke app was called Smule, Smule, Smule. It's a little bit like TikTok, I believe, from what the investigator did on YouTube. There's another channel that covered him quite extensively. You might have heard of him, you might have watched him as well. That's called Super Chuffer. Go and watch his channel. He's done some quite good stuff, especially with regards to Alan Vinnicombe. He went quite in depth and covered him inside out. So yeah, Alan Vinnicombe got found to be singing with children on a karaoke app. Alan Vinnicombe's defense was that he was in the room already and that the children invited themselves into the room to sing with him, when it turned out that actually Alan Vinnicombe had a premium membership and it was actually him that invited the children in to sing with him. And I've seen some of the singing that he's done with the children, when obviously Super Chuffer investigated it and put it into his videos, and it's quite disturbing enough to make your stomach turn. It just doesn't sit right at all, but that's for another day. So yeah, Alan Vinnicombe was then banned from YouTube because of this behavior, but he's actually still now active on TikTok. So he actually looks like the picture that he does in front of you now. So I didn't actually realize it was him until I recognized his voice, and then I thought, oh no, he's still about on TikTok. So like I said, he then went to go and run a fundraiser to raise some money, and this was a fight against bullying and harassment. And unfortunately for Alan, he was actually the perpetrator of bullying, harassment, which is why he lost his court case. And I'll just pause this a minute, as you can see, because if you read through the comments, read through the text, and the news report, where it says on February the 26th, 2025, towards the bottom of the screen, you'll also be able to see that his UK history and conspiracy theorist was forced to shut down on YouTube. That wasn't obviously due to the conspiracy, because there's plenty of people that do talk about conspiracy theories on YouTube. The real reason was because he got caught singing with children. So, and that's quite freely available on the internet. So if you do want to go and do your own research and go and have a look for yourself, and then you can go and see for yourself in your own eyes, really. So yeah, he lost his court case against them. This was quite extensive. He was trying to actually raise money for his court cases as well, for legal fees for representation. And he actually failed 4 attempts, which then kind of brings our attention to someone else that you might know. We actually covered him here in the channel and did a video about him. This is disgraced Anthony Styles, who runs a channel. I believe his channel's actually still up, as far as what I've looked from today, I think. I've got a screenshot on here, obviously, from Street Video Reviewer, who's another awesome channel. If you haven't seen their channel, go and check them out. They do some awesome content as well. Just a big shout out to a couple of the subscribers and members, actually. So there's 1 or 2, I don't know if you're in here. Iceman is one of them, and another one is one of our new mods, who is Mrs. Moo to you. So if you're listening, a big shout out to you, and thanks very much for your participation, your support, and obviously your comments. So turn our attention back to AJ Audits. Sorry, there's so many of them. You have to make sure that you get the right ones. So yeah, AJ Audits, Anthony Styles. He's actually was trying to proclaim to be an advocate for actually the thing he was convicted of. So I believe he's disabled as well. I can't remember if he's wheelchair bound or not, but I know he is on the auditing scene. And he was basically an advocate and would turn up to kind of support meetings for women of domestic abuse. But he also used to be an advocate and be supportive of a campaign and a group which was for children who were victims of SA. It then transpired that Anthony Styles actually had a conviction, I believe it dated back nearly 10 years ago, for basically the same thing, which was an SA on a child. And it was then when that was discovered that he was then kind of ousted on the YouTube platform. But as far as I know and believe, unless anybody else can clarify and tell me otherwise, then I do believe that this man is still on YouTube. Someone else put comment as well. Didn't AY call him out? I don't know, to be honest with you. That's something I'd have to double check. I know AY is kind of on the same wavelength and vibes as me. Also, a big shout out to Danny Roscoe, who's Danny Unfiltered. His channel, if you get a chance to go and see him, go over to there. He does some awesome content as well. All kind of focused on the same kind of area, really, with regards to protection and the state that the country's in and going. So that is Anthony Styles. If you look in a minute, I believe I've got a screenshot as well. I think this is from, not this one, but there's another one from Street Video Reviewer, who also did some awesome content with regards to an individual's court transcripts. So you know, he was one post as well. It was in the Sunday Times. See, he was an anti-migrant protester and an advocate for women of domestic abuse and children of SA, only to then be discovered that he was one himself. So yeah, unfortunately, it kind of falls down to the community on YouTube, the viewers, the subscribers, people like yourself, and obviously us YouTube channels. We kind of tend to do the investigation work before the newspapers then pick it up. It's just a sad state of affairs that the newspapers are the ones to kind of be the end of the process, really, to report the story. But I suppose it doesn't really get to that point unless everybody kind of clubs together and obviously exposes these people. So this was an email that I'd received with regards to one of my videos on a certain individual. This was to do with a, I believe it might have been privacy, if I can just look. I think because there were so many. So there was one to do with privacy. There was one to do with copyright. Yeah, they basically didn't want to resolve the problem. So basically, when I had the notification of the claim with regards to privacy policy, it was obviously to do with the fact that I'd reported on someone's crime that obviously is factual because it's been in the media, on social media, in the news, and also in the newspapers, which you'll see in a minute. So how they've come to this conclusion is very kind of baffling. What I have noticed, as well as many other people have on YouTube, and even viewers who aren't even content creators or own a YouTube channel, is that certain individuals get treated very, very differently. It tends to be these people that are in the live stream, to be honest with you, that when anything's kind of brought up or brought to YouTube's attention, it's kind of glossed over, or you're made to jump through hoops. Whereas when it's round the other way, you'll find that your video is taken down and then you have to kind of fight your battle and explain afterwards. So it's almost like a two-tier system, even on YouTube these days. So it's not just the police force and the justice system, but it also goes for YouTube and social media platforms. One thing I probably would point out and make a point of, really, is the fact of the Epstein files, and that even still to date, not anybody has been arrested or prosecuted from them files. And as far as we know, there's still another 3 million, which are the other half, which still haven't been released. And it's kind of the way that I kind of really see it in the past year to 2 years is that the social media platforms were not built for this. The social media platforms were supposed to be free speech for people such as myself and you. They weren't supposed to be monopolized by corporations and companies to then introduce Ofcom, and also the fact that you now have to pay for a TV license for YouTube, because now the BBC put their own videos onto YouTube. So therefore now they're saying that you need a TV license. So it's kind of almost been clamped down and regulated when very back in the day, almost 15, 20 years ago now, when YouTube started, it was kind of a platform for free speech. But it seems as the days go by, that free speech is disappearing. And it's not a case of the fact that you can't speak out. It's the fact that when you do, you then get shut down. So like I've already explained at the beginning of the live, there's been 3 people that have contacted me this week and had their accounts blocked and then banned. And this wasn't for anything hateful or anything like that. It was literally just making people aware. And that's it, really. But it just seems to be now on social media platforms that they don't want you talking about these things. If they're quite happy to let people like this run the country, such as Keir Starmer's lot, Peter Mandelson, and then go to America and you've got the Epstein lot, then it kind of shows to you really what kind of direction we're going in, which is quite scary and concerning, to be honest with you, especially if you're a parent. So I will continue with this video and go in. I'm just going to have a couple of look at a few of the comments. Sorry. Yeah, someone did clarify for me. Yes, he was disabled and in a wheelchair. Yeah, AJ Audits. So, yeah, I'm just looking through the comment section, so please do bear with me. Obviously, there's a lot of people who are vocal about other auditors, should I say. Yeah, like I said, I've actually had someone leave a comment regarding another content creator and auditor who I've never found any problems with, to be honest with you. I actually watch his content. I don't think it's too bad. And obviously he's obviously owned up to whatever he's done in the past and stuff like that. So what you'll tend to find is if you hold your hands up to what it is you've done, people tend to respect you a bit more for that, because you've actually been transparent and clarity between obviously yourselves and your viewers. So when you start to try to deny things that are just blatantly obvious, it just looks silly and ridiculous, and kind of therefore on, if you kind of state anything or say anything, it's not going to be believed as fact. People are just going to think that you're still lying. So that's why I try to obviously kind of maintain here at the channel, to always come with evidence and receipts and screenshots of whatever it is I say. Whatever people have put to me before in the past, I've obviously got to go and research. If I can't find anything, then I'm not going to publish something, because there's no point in publishing something just for the sake of it. That's not what I'm here for. So anyway, I'll continue with this video, and you'll see for yourself with regards to some of the emails that YouTube sent back. So basically, they responded to me by saying that if you've got pictures that are in the mainstream media and been in newspapers, then that's still classed as privacy for some reason. It's also defamation as well, apparently YouTube uphold, if it's been in a newspaper and proven to be fact, but yet someone wants to lie to YouTube. So it seems that YouTube are quite willing to believe some of the degenerates that are on their platform, should we say, rather than believe the content creator that comes with the receipts. So we're going to move on to another undesirable. Some of you might be familiar with this one. Some of you might not be, but I'm sure it'll be the first one rather than the latter. So yeah, this is going on to obviously regards to defamation. So it just seems that if you're one of these type of people, you can kind of literally get away with what you want on YouTube. They're not going to back anybody up. They're certainly not going to uphold the online safety bill. And they're quite happy for these people to remain on the platform while your children have to suffer, really. So it's a sad state of affairs, this country, but hopefully I might have a bit of a light at the end of the tunnel for you towards the end of the stream, because I've got a suggestion for you, because it seems that nobody else is kind of making a change in this country. And a big shout out to those content creators and auditors that went down to Ramsgate and did filming down there, which was well overdue and deserved. So shout out to you guys. You did some awesome content. I've watched a few of your channels down there. Bear Britain Audits, shout out to you. Awesome content. AY, awesome content. If there's any other people that I missed, then I do apologise. But I've watched quite a few of your channels over the platform. Obviously, when you've done lives and stuff, I've kind of flipped between a few of them. So yeah, no, good stuff. So thanks very much. That's kind of what the people really need. So like I say, don't get me wrong, protests, they're all great and stuff. They bring awareness. You know, obviously it makes the government aware that people are going to stand up and not take this rubbish. But like I've referred to back in other videos, sometimes you kind of have to go to the root of the problem rather than just chop the branch off. So yeah, so when it comes to kind of defamation and stuff like this, so when you have certain people's grandparents' addresses that are printed in the newspaper, as you can see in front of you, then it doesn't really kind of become defamation, does it? It kind of becomes true, really. But there we go. It's not really down to me. It's down to YouTube, which is why I've kind of made the decision off my own back to go and do something and create a platform, which is actually a safe platform, which will content creators will be vetted on there, just to make people aware, and you will have to obviously provide some sort of form of ID to prove you are who you are. But the idea is obviously to create a platform that's not only safe for the viewers and the subscribers and those who pay memberships, but also for other fellow content creators, really. Just an all-round safe platform, one that's sort of free speech. So we don't have, there won't be any Ofcom there, and you certainly won't need a TV license. So yeah, going to content, by the way, actually, speaking of content, this seems to be the kind of content now of today. This sort of content's allowed. I don't really know what this content is. I'm sure it belongs on some sort of other platform, certainly not YouTube, and probably certainly not where children could get their hands on a phone and see this kind of stuff, really. I won't stay too long on this picture because it's not really a very favourable picture. So anyway, if we want to go and do some research, you're more than free to. Like you can see in front of you, I went and did this afternoon, and we went to go and see what kind of people are on YouTube. Now, don't get me wrong by any means. I don't want anybody to feel like I'm just targeting auditors, because obviously I've done videos on other people. HS Tiki was one, with a very undesirable past, should we say, with an allegation towards a child. And from the video that we've done in the research, is also wanted in Marbella on an attempted, should we say, red rum, if you reverse that, red rum case. So it's not just the auditing community, so please don't get me wrong like that. It's literally the people that will come up in the news I'm going to do a video on, because that's what the channel's about. It's not about picking on individuals, and that I've got absolutely no hatred for any kind of people out there like that. To be honest with you, I don't have the energy, and I'd rather put my energy into something more productive, like building a platform. I wouldn't ever use the word hate towards anybody, because hate's quite a strong feeling. There's two people that I'm not too favourable of, but they're responsible for my brother's life. So that's another story, and hopefully one day I'll be able to bring you a video on that. And that's kind of what got me started in crime and news, to be honest with you, because I felt that there wasn't kind of any justice in this country. So that's kind of a bit of an insight into my kind of background and person I am. So, but I'll elaborate on that another time. So anyway, like I said, if you want to go and do some research, it's quite easy to find what kind of undesirables float around on social media, and especially on YouTube. Here's just a couple in front of you, and obviously the list goes on. So when you get them certain people who sit there and want to claim defamation for stuff, just remember that we can easily just type into YouTube with regards to people of these offences, and your name will come up. So I do believe someone was actually going to take a newspaper to court, I believe, wasn't that for defamation? But we're still waiting to hear from that one. So this is the new building. I think that the new logo would suit this building from now on. It's called the PPC, and that stands for the Predator Protection Corporation, because just like these undesirables, there's plenty of the undesirables that work in this company. So it seems more favourable that it should be called the PPC rather than the BBC. But there we go. So what I'm now going to do is also move on to the platform and just give you a bit of in-depth of what's going on behind the scenes and where we're going. So there's been a bit of a hold-up. I've had to change the storage system over with regards to the videos. So some people have asked me why I haven't been able to upload videos. Bearing in mind what's going on with the war in Iran at the minute and what you'll see in front of you, this news broke on the 1st of April. So in the past few days, we've obviously had to do a bit of shuffling around, just in case anything happens with regards to these companies, then it won't affect our platform. But obviously YouTube being under Google, if anything happens with them, then they certainly won't be about. So yeah, it's kind of just thinking a few steps ahead really in preparation, and kind of just covering ourselves. So if anything goes a bit sideways, then the platform's still up and running. I'll go down, break down some of the details with regards to the features and stuff for you now. So basically, there's going to be more added features to this in the weeks coming, but there's already basic new features on there as it is. The threshold for monetization on YouTube, it's 4,000 hours of watch time. On channelu.tv, it will be 3,000 hours of watch time, and 1,000 subscribers is the same as YouTube. The reason that you basically have to set this kind of threshold, but we've been able to kind of do it less than what YouTube do, is because you need to have a certain amount of traffic coming into the platform to then get monetized. Okay, so that's the whole purpose and reason of it, which would explain and make sense as to why YouTube do it. But obviously, we want to kind of make this process quite easily and quick and simple for people to get up, uploading their content and basically start making money and revenue. The revenue percentage will be 65% that goes to the content creator rather than 55% as here. And on TikTok, I believe they take 50%. So the content creator is only left with even less, which is 50% as well. So the other features that are actually going to be on the platform when it goes live properly, which I will do a live probably on this stream, just so people kind of know that it's all up and active and running. You can go over there and set your own account up at the minute. So you can go and do that. You can log in with your Google account, your X account, and also Facebook, I believe now. So it kind of makes the process a lot quicker and simpler. But some of the features on there. So as you'll know, if you've been quite a regular on YouTube, you know that you can obviously tip the content creators when they're on lives. The feature that will be on the platform is you'll be able to actually tip the content creator even when they're not on live, or not even on the platform and active. So they don't necessarily have to be in a video for you to tip them. You'll be able to tip them if you like, obviously without it being in the video. Another feature as well is the payment system for it. So there's multiple payments for this. So the payments that will be on offer is obviously bank transfer, your bank card transfer, also be able to do cryptocurrency and Stripe. So if you're in other countries, it's not going to be a problem. Obviously, there's cross-border payments, so it won't be a problem getting that out to people. What else have we got for you? Oh yeah, sorry, just going back to the privacy thing as well. With regards to if you want to try to kind of remain private, it's probably not best to have a channel and be on a public platform like YouTube, because if you go down that road, you're kind of starting to make yourself look a bit like Prince Harry. But anyway, so going back to the platform and the channel, yeah, it's basically to create a safe space for everybody to use, with some sort of vetting system, so that we don't kind of end up with this problem on the platform, and to kind of build a reputable brand and something that will grow going forward, really. The other thing as well with regards to the revenue and monetization, so it will be set up the same as how YouTube works with regards to Google Ads and revenue. At the minute, I'm just waiting to hear back from the contract with Facebook Meta. So they'll be actually running their own adverts for it as well. So there'll be two kind of sources with regards to adverts. And obviously it opens the platform up to more competition with adverts. So basically they'll be bidding for the advertisement space between Google and Facebook Meta, which means that the content creators obviously get higher rates of pay with regards to advertisement on their videos. There's other features as well. So there'll be like a top pick of the day, top content creator of the day. You'll also have like a top 3 of your kind of categories that you're interested in. So it'll go by kind of your history and stuff that you're interested in from on the channel. You'll get suggestions of people who are other content creators, whether they're new or old, who obviously be pushed forward as suggestions that are in the same category. So there's a few things for you. So also there's a news article page. So it's a little bit like community post. So there'll be news articles on the homepage, but you can also write your own news articles, like posts on your own profile. Another good feature as well, which YouTube doesn't have, is there's a messaging system. So where you can only communicate with the content creator via live chat, or in the chat section, or in the comment section, you can actually directly message, the content creator on their channel, so they actually get a private DM. So if there's anything that you wanted to send, because obviously I've spoke to a lot of people on here and people that have interacted and they've said, look, I've got this news article, or I've got this, or I want this, how do I send you something? It kind of eradicates that problem, because there's obviously a feature on there for a private DM. So if you did need to ever send anything, or anything kind of like that, it makes the whole process a lot easier. The idea is to keep everything all under one platform. So that's the kind of idea of it, really. And it's going quite well so far. So there's been a lot of people join. I think in the first evening of being able to set your accounts up, there was, I think, 408 within the first hour, which is really good. And just gone viral channels over there as well. So if you want to go over there, you can subscribe. And obviously, if you're a content creator or you're thinking about doing content creating, then obviously you can go over there and set an account up for yourself. We will be offering you support and help if you need it, or if there's anything that you get stuck with. The other thing there will be as well is a support helpline, which YouTube doesn't offer. Now, if you're a content creator on YouTube, you'll be fully aware of how frustrating it can be with emails backwards and forwards. And sometimes YouTube can take up to 3 days to respond to you. So going on to the migrant crisis and how this will also apply, basically the petition that's up and live, if you've seen it. I'll try and drop the link to it in the comment section after the live stream finishes. And you can go over and have a look and sign up for yourself if you want. It's free. And it also kind of basically applies to the illegal migrant crisis, the ones that are committing serious SA offences. Now, obviously, this is a post shown in front of you of Tommy Robinson, who posted a post. I believe he was trying to make this out of state that it was from someone else with regards to the migrants, but it then turned out that it was actually his own, that he'd done it on. I don't really know kind of what was going on here with regards to the comments of the migrants and stuff, but this kind of brings me on to kind of cherry on the top of the live stream, really. So going back to the migrant crisis and the state that the country's in, and it seems that not many people seem to be wanting to do very much as in the government with regards to stopping this. I am going to make a suggestion, and if you like, if there's any other content creators out there, if you want to be part of this or you want to join me, then you're more than welcome to drop me a message in the comments. And so basically, I have a 25-foot sports cruiser boat. I need some work done on the engine, which is the only thing I kind of really need done. The interior wise, I've got kind of all covered. I'm paying for that with my own money. I can get the engine done, but it's probably going to cost me a bit more money, and also it's probably going to take 6 months. So obviously, if any suggestions or if people do want to help, obviously that process will be speeded up, and I can obviously do an audit with regards to bits and pieces that I've bought. But the idea is that I'm going to go out on the Channel C, and I'm going to do a live stream for at least a good 6, 7, maybe 8 hours. It's got a cabin in there as well, and sleeping facilities with a shower and kitchen facilities and stuff like that. So it's not a problem if I stay out on the water, but it'd be good to go out there and kind of see what reaction we get. I wouldn't do it in the English waters for the sole purpose being is I'll probably face the consequences a lot harsher with the English border control than what I probably would do with France. It's got quite a nice large engine in it anyway, so I think it's got a 5.2 litre, which pumps out about 56 mile an hour across the water. So it might be a case of cat and mouse if we have any kind of border force. If you're listening, obviously that's just a joke. I don't mean that. This is all for entertainment purposes. But yeah, I will keep you posted on that. What I might do actually is with the Channel U TV platform is I will do a behind the scenes of what's going on with the boat. So you can kind of see for yourself what's going on. And yeah, it'd be good to get the boat out on the water and kind of go and see for ourselves with our own eyes rather than kind of what we just see in land and what the TV shows us, really. So on that note, I'm going to wrap the stream up. Thank you ever so much for everybody that's been here. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. I hope it's been informative. Like I said, if there's any questions or anything anybody wants to ask, then please leave them in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to try and answer them. Also, with regards to anybody that you said got information or someone you'd like for me to look into, or any kind of allegations that you'd like me to either clarify, either like true or not true, based off the research and facts, then please give us a shout and let me know. And apart from that, I hope you all enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. Make sure to take care of yourselves and each other. Take care of your family and your kids. Protect them at all times. And I will see you very soon in the next video. Take care.